Everyone loves to share their books. Yes, we can share it with our mom, we can share it with our dad, we can share it with our neighbor. And in fact, most instances, chances are likely you share a lot of that stuff via online through social media or email and such. But did you know that the way you're sharing it could possibly put you at danger and also in Amazon's crosshairs? Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing has a dirty little secret, and I'm about to reveal what that is to you in today's video, so make sure that you stay tuned. This is Self-Publishing with Dale, where you learn how to publish books that sell and build an unstoppable author brand. Given the choice, would you rather sell more books on the Amazon platform but make less money, or sell less books on your own website while making more money? I definitely would love to hear from you. Also, stick around to the end because I have a killer yet safe strategy when it comes to gathering your reviews. So can you really get in trouble when it comes to sharing your book online? Well, sort of, but not really. Actually, if you hear me out, you'll understand why I say the way you share it can really make a huge difference. Back when I first started, I always told that when you shared the link to your product page, what you would do is search up your book on Amazon's platform with a keyword that you wanted to place for. And it would pull it up, you would scroll down to wherever it was at, you would select it, and then grab the URL at the top. The theory was this helped out in search engine optimization. So let's just say, for instance, I wanted to place my book for being searched for, say, a home workout plan. And I would search that up, I would find it, and I would grab that big, long, ugly URL, and I would share it with people through, say, Facebook, Twitter, even through email. The really cool thing was you knew that you were placing for that given keyword because it was in that really long URL. But what actually happens is completely different than what you would think. According to Dave Chesson on his website for Kindlepreneur, he talked about these super URLs. This is where it was just these long URLs that would have, of course, the title of your book in it. It would have that search term that you were trying to place for. But there were two things that Amazon was slipping in there, and maybe you didn't know about them. QID. This set number of digits was the number of seconds since January 1st of 1970. Now, I couldn't be entirely sure as far as to what the importance is of that particular date, but they use this timestamp to kind of signify when this was searched up. So this means that it's putting a unique identifier that's completely different. So you might go over and search for, say, home workout plan right now. I could go later. We're going to have completely different QIDs. So right away, you're sharing this URL with this QID with people, and they're selecting on it. And immediately what it's doing is it's setting off a bunch of bells and whistles in the Amazon headquarters that says, whoa, wait, hang on. This is not the same time as to when you are clicking it right now. What gives? But that's not the end of it. It's not just the QID. There's actually something called a book number that's also in the URL. So as you can imagine, the placement for your book is going to vary based on search volume from one day to the next. It all has something to do with the relevancy of your particular title from yesterday to today to next year. So today, you might search up your book, say, underneath home workout plan, and it pulls it up and it's on the first page placement. But maybe in another year from now, you could be somewhere in the 22nd slot or the 28th slot. You see what I mean? So it's always going to be fluctuating. So these two metrics that they're putting within the URL, they're kind of sneaking it in on you. They're doing a timestamp and they're also doing a unique identifier. So that way it really is kind of like, oh, we caught you red-handed. There's a timestamp and a placement for your book, and neither one of these matches up, especially if somebody's clicking on this link that you're giving to them. Essentially, this URL you've been sharing is dirty. But then again, there are some of those ne'er-do-wells out there that started to kind of figure out something. They're like, okay, what happens if I pull the QID out of there and I pull the book number out of there? can I work my way around it? Can I get people to click on there and still place for the SEO? Well, the scammers tried and they failed horribly. The problem is these people were they were sharing these particular links, trying to place for these terms, and then there was just this ridiculous amount of search volume coming through here and clicking on this same product every single time, and Amazon's going, wait, what's going on here? This doesn't make sense. And so these particular titles are getting flagged. So is it against Amazon's terms of service to use these long URLs, these super URLs? Not really. They don't come out and say you can't use these, but it's when you're starting to generate a ridiculous amount of traffic through something like this that it really does bring that to their attention. In fact, they will say something along the lines of any intent of manipulating metrics. That is one of their things. They don't like it when you try to manipulate their systems. So if you're using these long super URLs to try to gain search engine optimization on your books, you may want to stop. So what about the safe ways to share your book? There has to be safe ways. Actually, there's 2 super safe ways. I'm gonna make this dead simple for you. But before I share that tip, I wanna tell you, I've got a bonus tip coming up right after this. I told you about gathering reviews. There's another way we can use URLs to our advantage. But first, go to your product page on Amazon, and you'll notice when you go up to the very top, it's going to say something like amazon.com or amazon.co.uk. Either way, you're going to go into each one of these marketplaces, and you're looking for just the ASIN or ISBN of your book. Of course, the ASIN being your ebook and the ISBN being your print book. All you're going to need after the .com or the .co is a /DP/ insert your ASIN or insert your ISBN. That's it. Nothing after that. That's a clean link that you can share with people that's 100% safe and approved. Now, there are some people that would say, well, can't I just hit the social share? Certainly, but there are other extra characters that they're putting after that. So unfortunately, I'm not really 100% certain how that ties back to you and how they're tracking something like that. Sharing through those social links is something that's great when it comes to engagement and activity for the search engine algorithm. The second method is Amazon Associates. In fact, Amazon's really big about authors utilizing their Amazon Associates program. So if you want to, you set up an Amazon Associates account, and there is a short link that you can click at the very top left of your screen, and you can share it out to people. They even have a social share feature for Facebook and Twitter. This is another way that you can send a clean link out to people. Will it be as effective as the previous way of doing search engine optimization? Well, that remains to be seen, but today, these 2 methods are probably the best ways you can do it. Speaking of best methods, I told you I'd have a killer strategy when it comes to gathering reviews, and it's using the proper URL. So just like we did on our last example, when it comes to sharing your product page, you can do the same thing when it comes to sharing reviews. Now, as per usual, I'm not telling you that you got to beat up people and tell them, give me a review or else, or try to bribe people. All I'm saying is you can simply use this particular link to drive your readers or your customers over towards that review page. It's the same rule you're going to be using. It's simply just going to be going to your specific website, be it .com, .co.uk, so on and so forth. And instead of DP, we're going to do /GP/product-review/ insert your ASIN or ISBN. And it will go right onto the review page to where someone can leave the review. Did you learn anything in today's video? If so, I definitely would love to hear from you inside down in the comments. So if you happen to hear something that's new to you, put #NewToMe. And if you found this certainly helpful, you will actually be quite surprised in what I put into the DIY publishing course monthly. You can subscribe to this at any time and cancel whenever you like, and you'll be able to get the same good quality information inside my course. I'm going to leave that link right on over there. In the meantime, I'll see you soon.